Let us begin a journey through Southeast Asia, a region where cities rise like poems, written in steel stone and memory. Here, ancient capitals whisper through temple walls, while modern skylines shimmer like mirages above restless streets. We will walk through markets fragrant with spices and stories, wander along rivers that cradle centuries of trade and prayer, stand in the shadows of colonial facades and golden stupas, and feel the pulse of lands where tradition dances with change. Are you ready to wander with me? Not just across borders and skylines, but through hearts of cities that dream in many tongues, where history lingers in alleyways, and where the spirit of place is always beautifully alive. Hue is a dream caught in the bend of the perfume river. Mist drapes its banks like silk, flowing past imperial palaces, ancient pagodas and quiet tombs, lost in time. Once the seat of Emperors, Hue still carries the weight of royalty in its gates, its gardens, its silence. Citadel walls stand solemn under monsoon skies. Inside, red lacquer and gold leaf gleam softly in candlelight. Outside, incense spirals in the air near Tianmu Pagoda, and monks in saffron robes drift through narrow lanes. Hue is not in a rush. It moves like poetry, slow, deliberate, full of feeling. Rain is not an interruption here. It's part of the soul. In Hue, history doesn't feel like the past. It breathes. It lingers in the scent of lotus tea and the faded edges of silk in the hush of evening over the river. Hoi An. Hoi An is a lantern glowing in the dark, soft, warm, timeless. Once a bustling port, its heart now beats in yellow-walled houses, wooden bridges and streets strung with silk lights. The Thubon River winds gently through town, carrying reflections of color, heritage, and hush. By day, sunlight dances on tiled roofs, and the laughter of bicycles fills the alleys. By night, lanterns bloom red, gold, indigo, and the town becomes a living painting. Paper boats float wishes downstream, candles flickering like distant stars. Tailors sew stories into cloth. Markets burst with spices and smiles. Temples and ancestral halls wait in quiet dignity behind carved doors. Hoi An is not just preserved, it is loved, lived, and deeply felt. It invites you to slow down, breathe in incense and ocean breeze, and remember how gentle life can be. Hanoi. Hanoi hums with the rhythm of old and new, a city where time folds gently like the petals of a lotus. The Red River curves past ancient pagodas, while narrow streets in the old quarter buzz with scooters, street vendors, and the scent of pho simmering on charcoal stoves. Colonial facades whisper of a distant era. Banyan trees lean over moss-covered temples. At dawn, lakes mirror the misty sky. Elders practice Tai Chi by the water's edge. By night, the city glows, lanterns flicker, and laughter drifts from cafes tucked into crumbling alleys. Hanoi is not loud, it murmurs. A place of memories wrapped in incense smoke and rain-slick stones. Tradition lives in every bowl, every gesture, every roadside altar. It is the pulse of northern Vietnam, where history sleeps lightly and wakes often. Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. Ho Chi Minh City bursts with energy, heat, and ambition. Streets swirl with motion bikes, swarm like schools of fish, weaving through chaos with surprising grace. Neon signs and rooftop bars rise above colonial buildings and tangled alleys, each bearing stories of war and resilience. This is a city that never idles. Malls shimmer beside street stalls and jazz hums from a bar, just steps away from a Buddhist shrine. Beneath it all runs the heartbeat of the South, fast, fiery, and fiercely alive. Yet in its chaos, Saigon offers poetry, a quiet coffee in a hem, the glow of the setting sun on the Saigon River, the rhythm of daily life unfolding in organized frenzy. Ho Chi Minh City isn't polished, it's raw, bold, and constantly reinventing itself. A place where you don't stand still and neither does your heart. Da Nang stretches between mountains and sea, a city kissed by salt and sun. Waves roll in from the East Sea, brushing golden shores, where fishermen mend nets beneath rising sun. Behind the marble mountains stand silent and sacred, riddled with caves and shrines. Wide boulevards and breezy beaches give Da Nang a rare openness. Bridges span the Han River in graceful arcs, glowing with color after dark. The Dragon Bridge breathes fire at night while locals stroll the waterfront wind in their hair. Da Nang is both gateway and retreat, a pause between ancient Hue and timeless Hoi An. It offers space to breathe, to move, to dream by the waves. Here tradition whispers, but the future speaks loudly in its skyscrapers, tech parks, and growing skyline. Yet always the sea remains endless and near. Buon Ma Thuot. Buon Ma Thuot lies in Vietnam's central highlands, wrapped in the scent of coffee and the call of waterfalls. Red earth roads weave through hills where beans dry under the sun and elephant footprints mark the past. The air here is cool, crisp, and alive with birdsong. This is the land of the Ida and Manong proud highland peoples, whose music rises with the gong's echo and dances with the flame. Longhouses stretch like ancient oaths across forest clearings. The scent of grilled rice and fresh brew drifts on mountain winds. Near the city, Dre Nur and Dre Sap roar through basalt gorges wild and beautiful. Morning mists kiss pepper trees, and nights fall with quiet stars. Buon Ma Thuot does not rush. It listens, remembers, and offers warmth in every cup. It is Vietnam's coffee heart, deep, strong, and grounded in tradition. Nha Trang. Nha Trang wakes to waves and wind, a sunlit stretch of turquoise coast where palms sway along a crescent bay. The sea glimmers like shattered glass kissed by the sky. Boats bob in rhythm near offshore islands, and coral reefs hide beneath the surface like secret kingdoms. The city is wrapped in salt and warmth. Morning joggers trace the beachfront promenade, while fishermen return from dawn's harvest. Towering hotels rise along the skyline, yet echoes of Champa temples linger nearby, their ancient bricks softened by moss and time. Mud baths steam in hillside retreats, and the scent of grilled seafood drifts from night markets. Laughter mingles with crashing waves and motorbike horns. Nha Trang lives in motion, water, light and air, a place to swim, to heal, to float between tradition and leisure. Can Tho floats at the heart of the Mekong Delta, where life flows with the river. Dawn breaks over the water, and floating markets awaken boats heavy with mangoes, pineapples, and laughter. The river speaks a soft language understood by those who rise with its tides. Stilt houses perch at the water's edge, their reflections trembling with each passing breeze. Sampans glide past, guided by calloused hands and memory. Orchards bloom in quiet abundance, and canals weave through endless green like veins of life. Enchanted time dilates. Afternoons stretch with dragonfly flights and hammocks swaying in the shade. The city hums but never shouts. Lanterns glow by the Ningqiu Quay, and fireflies dance in the dusk. Can Tho is a river's whisper, a delta's breath, a place where water holds the past and the present gently floats downstream. Vung Tho leans into the sea arms, outstretched like Christ the Redeemer on its hill. Waves kiss the cliffs and salt fills the breeze. A city of sun and sea foam, it offers a pause, a breath between the mountains and the South China Sea. Fishing boats dot the harbour, their colours bold against the blue. Oil rigs blink in the distance, guardians of the deep. The city walks between industry and retreat, where weekends fill the beaches and weekdays hum with quiet labour. At sunset, the shoreline glows gold. Locals stroll along Back Beach, flying kites and sipping iced coffee. Temples stand watch from leafy hills, and markets echo with the soft rhythm of daily life. Vung Tho is not flashy, it is steady, open, serene. A place to return to reflect, to let the sea wash your thoughts clean. Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is a fusion of contrasts, steel and spirit skyscrapers, and shrines hustle and hush. Twin towers pierce the clouds, while golden-domed mosques hum with quiet reverence. The city pulses with energy, yet cradles tradition in every alley. Beneath neon glow, street vendors stir bubbling woks of spice and memory. Aromas of satay nasi lemak and durian trail through markets like whispers of heritage. This is a city of stories, of colonial echoes in Merdeka Square, of colourful prayers in Batu caves, of fashion and faith blending in Bukit Bintang. KL is the heartbeat of modern Malaysia, where diverse voices, Malay, Chinese, Indian, harmonise like the rhythm of a gamelan. To walk here is to drift between timelines. to feel both the weight of history and the thrill of now. It's not just a capital, it's a crossroads of soul. Kota Kinabalu. Kota Kinabalu greets you with mountain and sea. Mount Kinabalu, rising like a sacred sentinel behind palm-fringed beaches and coral blue waters. This Sabah capital is a gateway to wilderness yet alive with city charm. Markets overflow with fresh-catch tropical fruit and Borneo spice. Sunset paints the South China Sea in flaming strokes best seen from a seaside hawker stall with grilled fish and warm company. Beyond the bustle, adventure calls island hopping in Tunku Abdul Rahman Park river cruises through mangroves and treks into cloud forests. But KK's soul is in its people, warm, diverse, rooted in the land. Bajau fishermen, Kadazan farmers, Chinese shopkeepers, all weave this vibrant coastal tapestry. Kota Kinabalu is not just a stopover. It's a pulse, a welcome, a wild embrace of nature and life. Laotai, gateway to the north. Laotai leans against the misty edge of the Vietnamese border, where mountains guard the horizon and Sapa whispers just beyond. Trains arrive in the hush of morning, carrying travelers into a world of peaks and valleys. The city itself is quiet, functional, a crossroads more than a destination. But the land surrounding it tells a deeper story. Red River cuts through its heart. Rice fields climb into the hills. The wind carries the music of Hmong flutes and the rustle of markets in full bloom. Beyond the urban streets, the road to Sapa climbs winding into clouds past terraced farms and wild orchids. Water buffalo graze in the fog. Laotai is the breath before ascent, the pause before wonder, a place where you cross from the everyday into the mythic north, where the land rises and the sky seems closer than ever. Pleiku, where highlands whisper. Pleiku sits quietly among the windswept plateaus of Vietnam's central highlands, a land of red soil, silent lakes, and pine-covered hills. There's a wildness here, not loud but steady, in the way the wind moves through coffee trees, in the way clouds cling to mountaintops. The city itself is modest, stretched out under a wide sky. Motorbikes hum past tiny cafes, where strong black coffee is sipped slowly like a ritual. At dawn, Tanong Lake reflects the sky like a still mirror, once a volcanic crater, now a heart-shaped secret in the hills. The rhythm of life in Pleiku is calm. Gongs echo from nearby ethnic villages. Pepper vines climb fences. Bamboo groves sway beside red earth paths. People speak gently, live simply. Pleiku doesn't shout for attention, it waits. And for those who arrive, it offers something rare, space to breathe and silence that feels like home. Georgetown, Penang. Georgetown is a living canvas. On the sun-bleached walls of colonial buildings, murals bloom like wildflowers, art that speaks, whispers, shouts. Trishaws rattle over cobbled lanes scented with nutmeg curry and salt air. This UNESCO World Heritage City hums with nostalgia and flavor. Here temples rise beside mosques and churches. Chinese clan houses guard tales of old merchants. Cafes hide in shop houses painted with time. The sea laps against Fort Cornwallis, a quiet reminder of when East met West. But it's food that defines Penang Char Kway Teow, sizzling at dusk laksa steam fogging glasses, and the sweetness of chendol melting under tropical sun. Every bite is a memory. Georgetown isn't just beautiful, it's soulful. A place where heritage breathes, creativity thrives, and the past dances with the present in vibrant color. Malacca, Malacca. Malacca is history etched in brick, spice, and tide. Once a mighty trading port, the city still carries the scent of cloves and centuries. Dutch, Portuguese, and British footprints linger in its ochre walls and riverside chapels. The Malacca River winds through rows of crimson-roofed shophouses, lantern-lit at night like a floating dream. Yonker Street awakens in the evening, a chorus of laughter sizzling hawker fare and antique stories under moonlight. St. Paul's Hill watches over the city, where time seems softened by sea breezes. In temples and mosques, prayers mingle with the past. Malacca isn't a relic, it's a rhythm. A gentle place where East and West once shook hands and still do quietly. It asks you not to rush, to walk, to taste, to remember. Kuching, Malaysia. Kuching, the cat city of Sarawak, sits along the lazy curves of the Sarawak River, wrapped in a blend of rainforest spirit and old world soul. Colonial buildings line the waterfront, glowing gold in the late afternoon sun. Wooden sampans glide by as the call to prayer mingles with jungle birdsong. Orangutans swing in the treetops just beyond the city in sanctuaries that preserve the wild heart of Borneo. Within the city, Malay kampungs, Chinese temples, and Indian mosques form a harmonious mosaic of culture and color. Wander through spice-scented markets and artisan lanes. Follow the aroma of laksa and lemongrass. At night, the esplanade lights up with laughter food stalls and the rhythmic hum of local music. Kuching is where nature leans close to urban life, where hornbills fly above colonial roofs and rainforest breathes behind modern walls. A city gentle in spirit, wild at heart, and deeply alive. Cebu City, Philippines. Cebu City stands at the center of the Visayas, a blend of history, coast, and vibrant urban rhythm. Known as the Queen City of the South, it is where Magellan first set foot, and where Filipino spirit took root and grew bold. Centuries-old churches share space with tech parks. Street food sizzles outside malls. Sinulog dancers whirl in bursts of color, keeping tradition alive in the heart of a fast-moving city. The sea is never far, shimmering just beyond the bustle, waiting with white sands and coral reefs. Mountain roads twist above, revealing sweeping views and quiet villages where time softens. Cebu City isn't polished. It's layered, rich in stories, struggles, faith, and celebration. It invites you in with lechon and laughter, then stays with you in the songs of bikers, the breeze off the pier, the bells that echo from old stone. It is past and present island soul and city fire. Tagaytay, Philippines. Tagaytay sits high above the heat, where the air turns cool and the clouds drift close. Just a short drive from Manila, it feels like another world, a breath of pine-scented air, a horizon rimmed by lake and volcano. Taal volcano rises from the water below, both serene and smouldering, a paradox in stone and ash. Cafes cling to the ridges, offering views that stretch forever. Gardens bloom along winding roads, and fog often rolls in like a soft grey curtain. This is a place for slow mornings and thoughtful evenings, for sipping hot bulalo as the wind whispers through tall grass, for moments of stillness framed by beauty. Tagaytay is not loud or grand. Its charm lies in the quiet, in the mist, in the chill, in the peaceful promise of highlands wrapped in sky. Johor Bahru. Johor Bahru hums at the edge of Singapore's skyline, of Malaysia's heritage. A border city, yes, but with its own distinct flavour. Glass towers rise alongside old kopitiams, mosques shine beside colonial arches. This is a city of movement, of commuters, of traders, of shifting stories. But slow down, and JB offers texture murals down back streets, bustling night bazaars and parks full of tropical hush. In Johor Bahru, flavors collide: spicy mi rebus, creamy laksa, Johor Chinese herbal broths. Everything has roots and yet feels alive with reinvention. Come here not just to pass through, but to look again. JB is in the details, the prayer call at dusk, the scent of pandan in a steamed cake, the laughter of school children near Sultan Abu Bakr Mosque. It may surprise you not with grandeur, but with the quiet insistence that it too is worth staying for. Ipoh, Malaysia. Nestled in the heart of Perak, Ipoh is a city where limestone cliffs cradle colonial charm, and the scent of white coffee drifts through shaded streets. Here, time moves slowly, measured in lazy afternoons, echoing footsteps in heritage lanes, and the soft splash of waterfalls in the hills. Once a tin mining hub, Ipoh has transformed into a city of art and flavor. Murals bloom on old shop walls. Markets hum beneath ornate shop houses. Dim sum steams in bamboo baskets, and kopitiams buzz with stories. Caves pierce the hillsides, their interiors home to ancient Buddhist temples. The landscape glows with natural beauty, forests, hot springs, and mirrored lakes hidden behind jagged stone. Ipoh is not just a stop between destinations. It's a pause, a breath, a memory made in quiet beauty. A place where nostalgia lingers in the air and every doorway holds the warmth of the past. Taiping, Malaysia. Taiping lies quietly at the foot of the misty Maxwell Hill, where rain falls more than anywhere else in Malaysia. But from this rain, life flourishes in gardens, in lakes, in the soul of the city itself. for its calm beauty, Taiping is steeped in history. It was the first in many things: Malaysia's first museum, first zoo, first railway. Yet its streets remain serene, draped in banyan trees and watched over by weathered colonial buildings. The Taiping Lake gardens ripple with reflections of willows of clouds of time itself. Monkeys chatter in the trees and the air smells of rain-soaked earth. Manila, Philippines. Manila pulses with energy, a city of contrasts, where history and modern life intertwine like tangled streets. Along the shores of Manila Bay, the sunset paints the water gold while jeepneys rattle by in a blur of chrome and color. Within the walled heart of Intramuros, echoes of Spanish colonial days linger in churches that ring at dusk in stone courtyards bathed in shadows. But step beyond, and the city swells with movement: glass towers, neon lights, street vendors, traffic music. This is a place of resilience, of stories told in every alley and every karaoke song spilling into the night. It's chaotic, yes, but also alive in a way few places are. Manila doesn't try to impress. It dares you to feel, to wander into its noise, its warmth, its crowded beauty. And once you do, you'll carry its heartbeat long after you've gone. Davao City, Philippines. Davao City stretches quietly beneath the gaze of Mount Apo, the Philippines' tallest peak, its slopes a constant silent guardian over one of the country's most peaceful urban centers. Here order flows gently through wide streets and well-kept parks. Orchids bloom, eagles soar. The rhythms of life move at their own pace, neither rushed nor restless. Davao is known for its safety and strength, a city that values discipline without losing its heart. Fruit markets burst with durian, pomelo, mangosteen. On the edges, waterfalls tumble through forested land, and beach escapes wait just an hour away. The people are warm but grounded. The city is calm but quietly proud. It thrives not on spectacle but on balance between mountain and sea growth, and tradition, wild nature, and urban care. Davao doesn't shout, it endures, and in that quiet strength lies its deepest beauty. Zamboanga City, Philippines. Zamboanga stands at the edge of Mindanao, a meeting place of seas, cultures, and centuries. Known as Asia's Latin city, its streets carry echoes of Spanish influence, Chavacano dialect, Muslim tradition, and indigenous pride. Fort Pilar faces the ocean like a guardian of old. Colorful vintas dance across the sea, their sails bright against the blue. Mosques rise beside churches. Markets swirl with spices, pearls, and weaves from Sulu. This is a city where cultures blend but never blur. Each identity stands proud, woven into the city's fabric like threads in yakan cloth. Harmony lives here not without struggle, but with strength. Zamboanga hums with resilience. It glows with sunlight and sea. And beneath its vibrant chaos is a soul deeply rooted in song and prayer, in every boat that returns at dusk to the sound of waves and home. Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete is a city that moves gently, a university town wrapped in sea breeze and shaded by acacia trees. Facing the Bohol Sea, it is known as the City of Gentle People, and true to its name, time here feels softer, slower, kinder. The boulevard is the city's heartbeat. People stroll at sunrise, fishermen return with their catch. Students gather at dusk as the sky turns lilac over the ocean. Beyond the charm intellect blooms. Silliman University stands tall, a place of thought, debate and discovery. Dumaguete is both mind and soul. Just off its coast, dolphins leap near Apo Island's reefs. Inland waterfalls tumble and forests grow wild. Dumaguete is not grand. It doesn't try to be. It welcomes instead with quiet grace good coffee and the kind of peace that stays long after your footprints vanish from the shore. Denpasar, Bali, Indonesia. Denpasar is the living pulse of Bali, not the beach retreat, but the island's beating heart. Here, away from the surf and sands, life moves to a rhythm rooted in ceremony, craft, and community. Temples rise between neighborhoods. Daily offerings bloom on sidewalks, fragrant with marigolds and devotion. Gamelan music plays in courtyards, and artisans carve, weave, and paint stories into wood and cloth. Markets thrum with color, incense, spices, woven baskets, fruit. Scooters weave through the streets like water flowing down a hillside. The air is thick with both purpose and spirit. Denpasar isn't polished for tourists. It's where the island breathes through rituals, through routines, through generations that keep Bali's essence alive. In this capital, the sacred and the everyday are one. It is not a postcard but a living prayer, a place where beauty lies in the rhythm of real life. Baguio, Philippines. Baguio is the summer soul of the Philippines, a city in the clouds perched high in the Cordillera Mountains, where pine trees whisper and mornings arrive wrapped in mist. Winding roads lead to a place that feels part colonial retreat, part artist's haven. Colorful markets brim with strawberries and woven crafts. Old Session Road hums with cafe students and soft conversation. The scent of coffee and wood smoke drifts through the cool air. At night, lanterns glow between pine boughs. Poetry lives in the gardens, and in quiet corners, creativity stirs in paintings, music, protest, and love. Baguio is not just a place to escape the heat. It is a place to find warmth of another kind in its people, its art, its memory. A city built on hills and heart. Iloilo, Philippines. Iloilo rests along the curve of the Panay coastline where Spanish churches rise above old plazas, and the Iloilo River winds quietly through a city rich with grace. Known as the City of Love, it carries its name gently in warm smiles, soft voices, and a rhythm that hums just beneath the bustle. Heritage mansions whisper of elegance, Historic churches like Miyagao with its intricate stone remind you of a devotion centuries deep. Yet Iloilo is far from stuck in time. Its riverwalk glows with modern lights. Cafes buzz. Innovation grows. The sea is close. The land is fertile. The heart of Iloilo beats with food, bachoy and broth, seafood fresh from shore, sweet mangoes kissed by sun. This is a city that doesn't compete to be loud. It charms instead. It moves with kindness, confidence, and a quiet dignity born of history, culture, and care. Puerto Princesa, Philippines. Puerto Princesa stretches long and narrow beside the Sulu Sea, its forests deep, its waters clear, its heart beating with nature's rhythm. This is Palawan's gentle capital, a city where green meets blue and every path leads toward wonder. Just beyond the city, the famed underground river disappears into cathedral dark caves, echoing with water and silence. Closer still, mangroves rustle under moonlight, and fireflies dance like living stars. Puerto Princesa values its earth. Streets are clean. Locals protect the land. Eco-consciousness isn't a trend, it's a promise kept through generations. Markets bustle with tropical flavor. The breeze carries sea salt and sun. Tricycles hum through town, but the city never loses its calm. This is not just a gateway to paradise. It is part of it, a coastal city that honors its roots in every leaf, every coral reef, every smile that says here the wild still thrives. Jakarta, Indonesia. Jakarta is a city that never pauses, a sprawling, roaring mosaic, where 11 million lives move in waves of sound, light, and motion. Capital of Indonesia and heartbeat of Java, it rises beside the sea, growing upward and outward, like fire and steel. Glassy skyscrapers pierce the clouds, while old Dutch canals flow beneath. Markets burst with fruit and color. The call to prayer rises above traffic. In malls, the future gleams. In kampungs, tradition holds. This is not a city for the faint of heart. Jakarta overwhelms. But look deeper, and you'll find music resilience and a surprising grace. A warung in the alley, with the best noodles you've ever tasted. A smile from a stranger during monsoon rain. A hidden garden between concrete towers. Jakarta is not beautiful in the easy way. It's real, raw, and unstoppable. A city of struggle and triumph. A city that never forgets where it came from, even as it races toward what's next. Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Yogyakarta, or simply Jogja, is the soul of Java, a city where tradition lives not in museums, but in daily life. Batik patterns flow from artisan hands, shadow puppets dance in flickering light, and the Sultan's Kraton, still inhabited, breathes with royal legacy. Here heritage isn't history, it's identity. Ancient temples like Prambanan and the Great Borobudur rise nearby, silent stone echoes of devotion and time. But Jogja is no relic. It hums with students, artists, and rebels who keep the culture alive and evolving. streets smell of gudeg and clove. Motorbikes buzz past rice paddies and street murals. Gamelan music drifts from alleyways. In the chaos, there's poetry. Yogyakarta is both sacred and modern, calm and creative, a city that teaches you to honor the past while dancing with the present. It doesn't ask for your attention. It simply opens its heart and waits for you to listen. Surabaya, Indonesia. Surabaya is a city of fire, bold, industrious, and unafraid. The second largest city in Indonesia and the capital of East Java, it rises not with ease but with grit. History lives in its name, from Sura shark and Baya crocodile, symbols of power and struggle. That spirit still flows through its streets, in the thunder of port cranes, the rhythm of factory machines, the pride of its people. But there's beauty in the hustle. Colonial buildings stand beside modern towers. Murals bloom on alleys. Food stalls fill the air with spice rawon sate klopo lontong balap. Surabaya isn't for wanderers seeking rest. It's for those who want to feel alive in a city where work is honored, roots run deep, and the past marches beside the future. Here strength is not loud. It's lived in every handshake, every sunrise over shipyards, every voice that says we endure, we build, we rise. Makassar, Indonesia. Makassar gazes out over the Sulawesi Sea, a coastal capital shaped by sailors, traders, and the tide. Once the stronghold of the great Bugis seafarers, it still carries the wind-whipped legacy of those who crossed oceans with the stars as their guide. Fort Rotterdam stands by the harbour, a reminder of Dutch colonial days and maritime might. Finnish ships still anchor offshore, their wooden frames proud and timeless. Fish markets wake with the dawn and sunsets dye the sky in gold. Makassar is bold in flavor and soul. Koto Makassar simmers in clay pots. Spices fill the air. Conversations flow loud and fast. There's energy here, raw and real. Beyond the city, limestone islands rise from turquoise seas, and mountain roads lead to hidden highlands, where tradition holds strong. Makassar is a city of crossing paths where land meets sea, past meets present, and every journey begins with the call of waves. Bandung, Indonesia. Bandung rests in a basin of cool air and volcanic soil, a city of flowers, fashion, and fresh mountain breeze. Once called the Paris of Java, it carries an elegance born from colonial charm and creative fire. Art Deco facades still line leafy boulevards. Cafes nestle between clothing boutiques and art galleries. Music pulses from basement bars and rooftop lounges. Bandung has always been a place where culture stirs. Surrounding it, volcanoes breathe mist, and tea plantations roll into the distance. Weekend travelers arrive seeking escape, soaking in the cool, tasting the sweet tang of strawberries, the richness of Sundanese food. Bandung is both cozy and buzzing, a city of thinkers, makers, dreamers. where youth fuels change and mountains keep watch. It's a city that feels like a conversation, stylish, thoughtful, always evolving, and always inviting you in. Ambon, Indonesia. Ambon is the sound of waves and song, a city set in the heart of the Maluku Islands, once known as the Spice Islands, where cloves and nutmeg shaped empires. Today, the Medan, Indonesia. Medan rises at the crossroads of cultures, cuisines, and faiths, the vibrant heart of North Sumatra. Here, Batak pride meets Chinese tradition. Tamil temples glow beside mosques, and Dutch colonial mansions whisper of distant days. It's a city that speaks in spices. The scent of rendang curry and grilled satay hangs in the air. In humble warongs and grand food courts alike, Medan serves flavor with soul. The city moves fast, but the soul of Lake Toba waits just beyond calm, ancient volcanic. In Medan itself, the Great Mosque and Maimun Palace stand tall symbols of a city that honors its roots even as it grows. Medan is not polished. It is layered, bustling, unapologetically real. A city that invites you not to sightsee but to taste, listen, and feel. It is where Indonesia's many faces come together, loud, loving, and alive. Manado, Indonesia. Manado stretches along the northern tip of Sulawesi, kissed by the Celebes Sea and shadowed by volcanic peaks. It's a city where coral meets cloud, where the ocean is never far, and faith rises in every steeple and smile. Strongly Christian, in a Muslim-majority nation, Manado beats with a different rhythm, one of choirs, Sunday gatherings, and a deep sense of community. The streets hum, with Minahas pride known for fiery food and warm hospitality. Bunaken National Park lies just offshore, a diving paradise of living reefs and kaleidoscopic life. Inland volcanic lakes steam in silence, and hills roll with spice trees and village farms. Manado is calm, but not quiet. It is joyful, generous, and grounded. A city that welcomes you not with spectacle, but with the simple strength of sincerity. It's not just a destination, it's a reminder that beauty can be both fierce and kind. Yangon, Myanmar. Yangon breathes with golden light. Once the capital of Myanmar, it remains the country's spiritual and cultural heart, anchored by the towering glow of Shwedagon Pagoda, a stupa that rises like fire at sunset. Colonial architecture lines its downtown streets, faded, yet proud, bearing witness to a city shaped by empire, resistance, and hope. The scent of mohinga floats from street vendors. Barefoot monks collect alms at dawn. Trishaws and buses weave through lanes where time bends. Yangon is old and new, sacred and chaotic. Markets teem with color. Lakes mirror temple spires, and everywhere the spirit of resilience pulses. This is a city of contradictions, beautiful in its imperfections, rich in its silence between prayers, strong in its quiet resistance. In Yangon, gold is not just decoration. It's devotion. It's memory. It's the sun that refuses to set on a city that endures no matter the storm. Mandalay, Myanmar. Mandalay lies where the Ayeyarwady River glides slow and wide, a city of monasteries, ancient rhythms, and quiet devotion. Once the royal capital, it still feels regal, even as time softens its grandeur. Temples crown the hills. Monks in crimson robes walk in silence. The scent of sandalwood and prayer fills the air. Ubain Bridge stretches over calm waters like a poem in teak, its shadow long with memory. Markets bustle, yet the soul of Mandalay remains gentle. Craftsmen carve marble Buddhas. Gold leaf is pressed by hand. This is a city where faith lives not just in monuments but in motion, in the way people walk, speak, offer. Mandalay doesn't rush. It reflects, it remembers. To stand in Mandalay is to feel the stillness between centuries, the beauty and discipline, and the peace that comes not from escape but from understanding. And now, as our journey through Southeast Asia's cities draws to a close, let us carry with us more than memories. Let us carry the colors of old lanterns, the scent of street food at dusk, the hum of tuk-tuks and temple bells, the smiles of strangers beneath monsoon skies. We have wandered through capitals carved by kings and colonists, through coastal ports where languages blend, through highland towns wrapped in mist and myth. These cities are more than maps can hold. They are living rhythms, soft and loud, vast and timeless. They are windows into how people love, survive, create, and celebrate. For Southeast Asia's cities do not end with a goodbye. They echo in memory and longing in the stories we now hold close.